The Selfish Podcast acknowledges the traditional owners of the land and waters that this podcast is recorded on.
Are you overwhelmed? Stuck in survival mode? Do you need to focus more on self and be selfish?
Hey beautiful people, it's Chloe and Steph, your hosts of the Selfish Podcast. Join us on our introspective journey as we explore alternative healing treatments.
We're on a mission to soothe our mind, body and soul. What really works? How can we get it together? And what do we need to thrive?
Through deep conversations and personal experiences, we tackle everything from face mapping to breathwork and more.
It's time to prioritise yourself and your well-being. Subscribe now and get ready to put yourself first with the Selfish Podcast. Hey there, beautiful people, and welcome to the Selfish Podcast with Chloe and Steph. We are at episode 17.
How did we get to episode 17?
I've got no idea. No idea. We've recorded in 3 different spaces.
I think we found our space for a little while.
We've covered, I can't believe we actually had, 16 modalities to talk through.
Totally. Do you know what happened this morning actually? Because it's a bit warmer today, I was picking out a dress. I know September, spring is nearly sprung. And I was thinking back to when we started and we took that first picture of us and I was in another dress. I was like, wow, we've come from summer wear back into summerish wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
Why I'm sharing that with you, but just something that I super random. But I was like, oh,
we're back to we're going through all the seasons.
And in our new space, which is great.
Yeah. So when we decided to do this, we sort of thought, how many modalities do we have to cover? And we wanted to do this very authentically. So we didn't want to just go out and try things to report back. We wanted to make sure that we were doing it for a real reason and it was part of our respective healing journeys. So we were sort of thinking, okay, now that we've sort of covered all of the modalities, what do we talk about today and what do we talk about into the future? So today we're going to take some time just to consolidate what we've discussed and break down how we, build that into our personal routines.
How we integrate it. What are our non-negotiables?
Yeah. And then in terms of future episodes, we thought, okay, we've talked about our healing journeys. How can we then empower, continue to empower ourselves, but also empower you guys, our listeners, and bring in the best, leaders in their fields and thinkers around how we can continue to better ourselves, to know ourselves and to heal ourselves.
I'm so excited for this next iteration, I think, of the podcast. And we've got some really exciting friends and hopefully new friends who we're going to interview and share all of their beautiful insights and healings and all the information, I guess, that we have, tried to convey in some sort of way, but we've more spoken about our own experience. So now, kind of diving a bit deeper, I guess.
Yeah, getting into the literature.
Yeah, the nitty-gritty of it all. And, really excited to share this next part with you. So I guess, too, maybe a bit of a shout-out if you've got anything that is you'd really love to learn about that you feel like would support you on your healing journey individually. We'd love to hear, and then we can, reach out to other practitioners and see. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, some of the topics that we want to cover, we've got a gua sha specialist because we just love saying that word so much. Gua sha. We've got someone who's going to come in and talk about, body image and exercise and all of that kind of stuff. We've got a beautiful body worker.
Yeah, breath work, yoga.
Yep.
Who else have we got? Chatting to a GP.
Yep.
Which will be interesting and exciting, something a bit different, I guess.
But also want to cover topics like finances and low tox living. So if anyone does have other ideas or people who they think would be, good to chat to, hop on into our DMs at the.selfish podcast.
Yes. Let us know. Jump in, have a chat with us. We'd love to hear from you and, bring on people that resonate with you guys. So, next installment. Really exciting.
Installment. Absolutely.
But Steph, let's jump into, I guess, how do you integrate? What are some things that are your non-negotiables, I guess, that you, on the day-to-day bring in and support yourself on your healing journey?
Yeah, so it's hard because there's so many different, I think we talked about this a little bit last week. It's like, how do you fully do everything and how do you integrate everything? And you might know it's a good thing to do, but how do you actually do it? So for me, it's really been building on it gradually. So not holding myself to any unrealistic standards, just sort of looking at where I am now, where I want to be, and then what will serve me accordingly. So if I've had a period of high stress, do I need body work to support me in this period? So I don't really look at it as like this is what I always have going on. Yeah, I sort of like to look and go, okay, what's coming up? What's my maintenance? Because some things, like if you're in the middle of a crisis, it's not a good time to find a practitioner. You sort of need that base level. Well, you can. I mean, of course you can, but it's always good to have people that you know and trust or the tools in your toolkit that you can then activate when you need to. So for me, ones that I do all the time and I can notice if I don't do them is acupuncture. Yes. So acupuncture is a really important one for me and also body work. So whether that be massage or I really do notice if they're not there. If I'm going through a period where I know it's going to be tricky, like in the lead up to anniversaries or in the lead up to key dates, then often I'll try and get some Reiki in there as well. I've got my naturopath who I sort of see as a ongoing, that's a maintenance thing as well.
Or just to help you at the moment with your gut health and stuff?
Well, it's more intense at the moment with the gut health, but I would like to see that as like a regular 6-monthly check-in.
Yes, me too. I need to try and get back into mine too.
Yeah, whereas acupuncture for me is every 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks. Yep. Again, I'll ramp it up if something's about to happen. And then body work, I'm trying to get that in about every 4 to 6 weeks. But in those early stages, I would see a body worker every week.
Yes.
Because I needed that release.
Yeah, you needed someone to help you get back into your body.
Yeah. And then
during that time.
And then weekly, I mean, I did used to go to the gym quite a few times a week. At the moment, because my work schedule's a bit all over the place, I'm just trying to get outside more. So I'll try and do, at least 3 good long walks a week. So that's a non-negotiable.
Yes.
And then I'll have, the other ones are probably every 4 to 6 weeks. Beautiful. In terms of practitioners. And then in terms of talk therapy, so psychologist, psychiatrist, I was seeing someone weekly, which was so, so helpful, but it just wasn't fitting in with my life.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's like finding modalities that do work time-wise. Yeah. Because it does get really tricky to fit it all in. Yeah. And I think that it's okay too to ebb and flow. Like you realised you were like, well, I'm just going to let it go for a bit and see how you go. Yeah. So how are you going without it?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think okay. I mean, I do think this podcast is really helpful just to talk through.
It's kind of talk therapy, isn't it?
It is.
Sorry, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. But yeah, I find this is really helpful just to, talk about things and just talk about things quite an open and I know you're not judging me and an honest and raw way. But at the moment I sort of think like Freddie's he needs a lot of attention and Huey's got his healing to do. And so my healing has been prioritised after we lost Arthur, then when I was pregnant with Freddie, so I've really been prioritised the last few years and so now it's time for Huey to put his healing at the forefront. So I'm happy to support that. But that means that working a full-time job, having this podcast, having a 1-year-old, I mean, something's got to give. So I feel quite comfortable with that support that I have now.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You've done an amazing job to navigate it all. Like, seriously, it's really I just love hearing about it, I love hearing about because I guess I don't come from that standpoint of a really traumatic event. So it's very different from me how I've kind of come about my, what I instill in my life. Yeah. But I love hearing it from your standpoint and I think that it's really beneficial for others to hear that as well. And I love too how you talk about, so you had a very traumatic event, and then how you probably not even consciously but subconsciously you got your team of angels, you know, essentially around you to get you through those really, really dark times. And now you can look back, I don't know, and you've got that time now to kind of see how supportive that was and crucial for you to move through and come more into the light. And now you've got this amazing perspective where you can look back and share that journey with us, and I think that it's, just an amazing thing to have, and we're so lucky to hear how you've kind of how you're walking through it.
And it's ebbs and flows. Like I feel like I'm in a really good place now, and I feel like you know, the sun is shining and the air
is
warm.
September.
It's September. But not every day's easy. Like the other day, just yesterday, like Freddie's, he's 13 months now, and I just feel like he's just, the last few weeks, he's just really ramped things up. And he is just everywhere all the time, doing everything. Like it's hectic. It's so full on. And I sort of was like, can I? And it was yesterday morning. I was going to go out for a walk with the boys, and I couldn't find my keys, and the pram was in the car, and he's too heavy to strap onto me.
Yes.
And I seriously felt like I was at breaking point. I know the dog is barking because he's wanting to go for a walk. And
he knows.
I had a work call, and I was like, because I was just Huey's moving workshop, so I'm supporting him a little bit more with Freddie. And it's, if I can chuck Freddie in a pusher, go for a walk and take my calls, I mean, it's fine. It's work.
Well, they're contained as well.
Exactly. And we've got to just be flexible in these times. And so I couldn't find the keys, and it was literally, I was like, am I about to have a nervous breakdown? Am I, like, it was just so hard, and I just sort of tried to stop and breathe. And
did you see something I just flicked up this morning, and it might be helpful for you and everyone, but our feelings or emotions only last for 60 to 90 seconds.
Wow.
Yes. And then from that point in time, then we attach stories to those emotions. So that's why they linger. How wild is that? So it's really interesting to have that kind of understanding, because we could then move through, like feel an emotion and move through it much quicker, like knowing that it's not going to be around for so long. But in that moment where you've like got frustration, anger, all of these things
it's hard.
bubbling.
It's hard,
so hard.
Yeah. And I sort of said to Hugh, I said, like, was I supposed to be a mother? Like, is this the path for me? Was Arthur?
Oh my gosh, I've questioned that. You know what I mean? So many times.
But like, was that? And he's like, "Don't be silly. Like, why are you even saying that?" And I get that. But these times you have these times where you go, "What's the universe trying to tell me something beforehand?" Which is why and actually, is this the right path?
Parenting is so hard.
Yeah.
And I don't think we talk about it
so
openly
hard.
enough. And I too have really struggled with that kind of concept of being a mother and then owning a business, and whether I know for me, I can't stay at home all the time with the kids, because I don't know how people turn into a ragey psychopath.
Yeah. I really don't know how people do it. Like, hats off. I think it's so much harder being a stay-at-home parent than
100%
than being a working parent in so many different ways. And it does question. And we're sort of thinking, do we have another baby? Do we give Freddie like a living brother or sister? And part of me is like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know if I can go through the pregnancy, which is, trying to conceive. And then that is a whole piece before we even get to a living child. And then if we, are successful in that, then just having the bandwidth to support both of my kids here plus my kid on the other side. Like, it's a lot of...
And then yourself and then Huey.
And then my relationship. Yeah. Exactly. And I see people with, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, and I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, actually, what is wrong with you?
No, they're amazing.
How?
Honestly, to hold these little souls who, have been up there in the stars and came down and chose them as parents, I feel like, I, like you said before, take my hat off to, all parents, really, because it's a challenge day to day. just managing life, and these little people who can't manage their emotions. And like, I had a story that I was sharing with Steph this morning. I took Raf to actually a craniosacral therapist down here. This is his second appointment. And it really has helped him. Like, he is quite a sensory kid. And I noticed from the first appointment and talking to Raf, he's 5, and talking to him about how he felt after. And he said, I felt really good, Mummy. I felt really calm. So we talk a lot about emotions and things. But he this morning was like next level, and how we have to withhold our emotions in order to remain calm to enable them.
Yeah. Yep.
To sit with their emotions, and then a lot of the time they don't know what emotions they're experiencing.
No. Well, it's hard enough for us to self-regulate.
Exactly.
What about these
little people?
Yeah.
I know. So it's a juggle.
Yeah. And then I find I even feel conflicted having these kind of conversations, because I know there's so many people out there who would are longing for a living
100%.
child or children. And I mean, Father's Day's coming up, and I know we spoke about Mother's Day. Back in Mother's Day. And I was actually talking about it with Huey this morning, and I said, how are you feeling about Father's Day? And are you, is it a charged day for you? Is it triggering? And he's like, it's actually not, because he just never has put that much. He's like, it's just a marketing thing, so whatever.
Yes, okay.
So, and I think there's not actually as much advertising around Father's Day.
There's definitely not.
Than Mother's Day, yeah. But
I can't believe it's this weekend.
I know.
I was kind of like,
Sunday.
whoa.
It's Sunday.
Yeah.
But I then feel guilty for having these feelings, because, I know some people would kill to be in my position. And I know, when just after we lost Arthur, if people would talk to me about their children and complain about them, I'll be like, shut the fuck up right now. Like, you can absolutely have these feelings, just don't have them to me. Thank you.
Yes. Well, I think you've got to have that awareness, don't you?
A lot of people don't. Yeah, a lot of people don't. But then it's that whole confliction of I love him so much, and but again, it's just you move through these. What do they say? The nights are long, but the years are fast.
Yeah, what is that? The days are long, but the years are short, or something like that. No, it's one of those ones you've got to say it a few times, don't you?
Yeah.
But it's very true.
Yeah, so that's me, I suppose. What about you, Chloe? How do you integrate all of these different things into your life?
Yeah, I was reflecting on that piece, I guess, before coming to share with everybody. And I guess I wanted to say, we've talked about all of these modalities, and I think that for me, they've all played a part in different moments of my life, so I've done the acupuncture part. So, pre getting pregnant, and then during, postpartum, I accessed, acupuncture, but I haven't done that since. And it's something that now I just love. I loved it. Yeah. I loved acupuncture. So it's something that I feel like I go through these cycles.
Yeah, and that's a great way to do it. Like, I think sometimes we go, we've got to do this and we've got to, commit to this forever. It's like, no, it's a cycle.
Yeah.
And that's like sound baths I didn't touch on, but I like to do them like, once a quarter or once every 6 months, just as a grounding moment.
Beautiful. Yeah, gorgeous. But I love that.
Yeah, because you do CST. Like, when we go through all the stuff, you do CST, you've got your energy healer, you've got kinesiologist. Yeah,
I've had a few, breath work. But I mean, I feel like that too it's all cyclical. At the moment, I'm, currently with my craniosacral, and we've got that monthly. Okay. And then I've got my energy healer through my business coach, which is monthly as well. Yep. And then I have my business coach, who is weekly. So I have a lot kind of going on consistently too, I guess. But then I guess I was thinking about how I live in alignment with my own cycle. Like, that's quite important to me. So I'm always like kind of very aware where I am in my own menstrual cycle. So that plays a big part in how I live my life. And then along with the astrology piece and the human design, I feel like, in the last few years, just for me to understand myself on a deeper level, I always kind of tap back into, what's going on in the cosmos, as we've shared, on a weekly basis since we started the podcast. But for me, that's been a really pivotal kind of part of my healing journey and just understanding myself.
Yeah,
more.
I have the moon cycles on my calendar, my work calendar, just so I know what's coming up.
It's beautiful having that.
Yeah.
Because as we were talking about, we're coming up to a full moon tomorrow, Wednesday, and I just know, like 2 nights before the full moon, my sleep is so shit. Like I am wakeful, I'm hot, sweaty. Yes. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
You're the same?
Yes, I was so hot last night.
Dreams can be quite vivid.
Yeah.
Just having this awareness and being like, oh, okay,
I know
that's
what's happening. Why. Yeah. Now, I don't think I shared on the pod, but I've got my period back.
Yes.
It's very exciting.
It's so exciting.
So I'm going to go back and re-listen to those episodes we had. It feels, I feel like that first postpartum period is just a real, I find it very powerful.
So powerful. We're going to hopefully get someone on that will talk about cyclical living in a bit more detail and go into cycles and things.
So I texted Chloe.
Exciting. I know.
Like, guess what?
I was like, go girl.
And you put me onto these period pants.
Oh, yeah?
Which I'd never heard of them before.
Yeah. No, I love them. Yeah. That's all I use now.
Yeah. So you use them. I've just ordered some online. Hopefully they'll be here in time for my next
like
cycle.
Normal undies.
Yeah, okay.
They're a bit thicker. But
and then you just rinse them out. And then...
Yeah, you can actually I don't know if this is TMI. I'm not a really heavy bleeder.
I think our whole podcast is TMI.
Yeah, true. So for me, but I know I follow other women who use them and they've actually shown, which is quite intense. Oh, not intense. Intense is not the right word.
Well, it's just stuff that we don't often see.
We don't share it.
No.
But, they have to rinse theirs.
Yes.
So I guess you can get different thicknesses.
Different flow levels.
I just got new ones. I think they're Booty. Booty is the brand. Okay. But otherwise I've just got Bonds and really great. I've used them for years now and they're great. Yes. I'm excited for you.
Yeah, me too. Bring on the bleed, hey?
Bring it on.
You
just learn so much more about yourself.
Yeah.
And talk, you kind of go like, oh, now I know why I was so moody the other day. It makes sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And tired, bloated.
Oh, yeah, all of those things.
Sore boobs.
Yes.
All of those things.
Yeah, all of
Wanted
those things.
that chocolate.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
Actually, I went to a Pilates class last night and I'm on day 3 of my cycle now. And I thought back to our beautiful listener who had sent us that information about kind of going and doing something quite physical on early in your cycle. And I was about to cancel the class because I was like, I'm so tired. But anyway, I got there and it was really interesting. I feel like it was a really hard class, but I feel like my muscles could take it. Yeah. It was really fascinating to have that information.
Springs on?
Yeah, I did.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was super interesting. I was glad that I went, but it did take me a little bit to get over that kind of the tiredness, I think was, something that was holding me back. But
cool. So I know you do more than that, Chloe. So I know you do Pilates. And if you're
sorry, I went a bit rogue there, didn't I?
I don't know.
I went a bit off, a skew whiff.
You know what? If we are not having 3 different conversations at the same time, is it even a conversation?
It's not the podcast. Pilates is a really big part of my life. I go 3 times a week. The last couple of months, it hasn't always been 3 times a week, and I'm okay with that. I've learnt to surrender and just go with the flow. But for me, it's just such a grounding, meditative experience. Fucking painful at times. The burn is real, but I feel like for me, it's that whole mind, body, soul.
Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like I get so much from my Pilates. In a healing sense as well, and for my own mental health. Yeah. I think it's really important.
Yeah, I found Pilates. I was I would go at least twice a week, quite religiously, and I think I've just fallen off the bandwagon with work and everything else because I think if I've got an hour, I want to be outside to do some exercise. So that's why I've shifted to that. But normally I love Pilates, and I found that to be incredibly helpful from a mindfulness. I think it's got a really big link to that mindfulness.
Yes. And because you focus so much on your breath as well when you're doing the exercises, it just brings it brings in the mindfulness.
Yeah, and yoga I've found to be very, very helpful in the past.
Too. I haven't been fitting that in as much, but I know that's really good for my body. I've noticed recently, like getting older, mid-30s, well, for one, you don't bounce back like you used to, and also that like stretching kind of piece. I feel like I'm noticing like some more creaks and like tense in my body and muscles, and I just think, jeepers.
Yeah.
I'm coming up to 40.
That's okay.
No, I'm excited for 40.
I've always been excited for 40. I'm excited for 40. I'm excited for this second, part of our lives.
Me too.
Or are we on to Act 3 already? Is this Act 3? Because you've probably got your childhood and then you've got your, maybe we're.
Well, yeah.
Don't know. What do they say, 7-year cycles? If we did till 7, then to 14, then to 21, then to 28, then to
35. So we're into the next.
Yeah, we're into Act, whatever that is.
And then finally, I think I was thinking about what else do I really kind of put into my this is daily actually. I have quite a rigid skincare regime. Yeah. So
the gua sha,
that's been a new thing in the past like month or so, but always cleanse, tone, serums, moisturizer, like and religiously.
What about, on Insta maybe a month ago or so, you had this picture of you as Iron Man in some like red light mask.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been doing that?
Yeah, I've been doing that a couple of times a week. So the LED, the red light therapy. I don't think I'm looking at my face now. I've got pimples and things. I don't know if it's done much.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure. I can't even remember how I did it before and after. Yeah. I'll keep going, though.
Is it relaxing, that time that you've got it on?
Yeah. I do it for about 20 minutes and I lay there and I might do a meditation with it. So, yeah, I guess I'm habit stacking with it and it's, but I'm not 100% certain that it's working.
Yeah, okay. And how long would you spend on the face per day in that routine that you mentioned?
7 minutes max.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Pretty easy. Spritz and a bit of a pat and and the gua sha, that's probably in there a little bit more. But you messaged me the other night and you're like,
it feels so beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
So lovely.
It's really relaxing. I love the neck one down here.
Oh, I've not done that one yet.
Oh, that's really good. Down the side of your neck, because it's like that's really like the lymphatic drainage, getting that shit out of your face, depuffing. Depuff. So they're my main things, and I did go and see your masseuse.
Oh yes,
last
the
week.
body worker. So I think there's a difference between massage and body work, because I think body work embodies different techniques, whereas massage, I don't know, is more just like massage. I don't know.
Yeah, it was definitely more than a massage because I guess he was kind of talking about how we have the different levels. Like we've got the muscles and then we've got like an emotional layer to us and spiritual. So he kind of taps into all of those layers. Yes. Yeah. So it was really beautiful actually.
Yeah, so you liked him?
I really liked it. Yeah.
Vitruvian man.
Yeah. I feel like I walked out and I'd maybe shed some fear.
Yeah, wow.
So he talks a lot about like meridians as well and chakras, and he was working a lot on my heel on the bottom of my foot. And he was talking about how that kind of like goes all the way up your body. There's a point that goes all the way up your body and it's to do with fear. And so he was like, I feel like you're harbouring and holding on to a lot of fear. And I've never really thought about it before, but laying there on the table, I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I think I do have more fear to let go of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I fear leading, I fear being the leader at work because I'm fearful of, I know my words can be powerful and sometimes I fear how powerful they could be.
Yes.
And I, fear being seen.
Yeah, so it's really stepping into that.
Yeah, and owning it, I guess.
Yep.
And not shying away from it because I know that's who I am too. And I am here to step into those leadership qualities more. And so, laying there, I was like, it's interesting that that's what came up. And so, I've just been sitting with that over the course of the week and, thinking about how I lead and what are my leadership qualities and how are many of them beautiful, you know, and don't need to be feared.
No, no. And it's when you're sort of got that restraint, like almost control, holding yourself back. You know, you're not living your true self. You're not
authentically being.
And people can feel that. They might not know what it is.
Totally.
But it's sort of holding you
it's
back
like
a bit.
armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. The protective mechanism. So, it was really powerful. And I just thought, you know, body work or massage for me is part of what I want. That's my next cycle, I think. So a kind of a monthly kind of body work piece, I think, will be really important for me moving forward too.
So could you just summarize that for me, like in a list?
What I do? Okay.
Yep.
So
starting with like the daily ones to start and then
okay.
Oh, sorry, that's too hard. Don't do that. Just listen.
Well, no, so I make sure I've got my skincare sorted. So that's a big top priority for me. I haven't gone down the path of Botox yet. So I've thought about it. Yeah. And I've actually been booked in and then I cancelled that day.
I used to get
because I was so nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to get it when we were living in Singapore because it helped me. I felt like it was a coat of arms.
Yeah, great. And I'm all for like whoever, however, whatever, you know. But for me right now, I feel like I just really love spending money on my skincare. So I'm kind of doing that for the time being. So that's a really big priority to me.
So back to the list. I just want like
And the list, Pilates 3 times a week. I do my CST monthly. I'm going to start doing body work monthly to 6 weekly as well. I have my business coach and my energy coach monthly too. And then I weave in obviously I'm very understanding of my cycles.
Yep.
So my moon and my own menstrual cycle.
Yeah. And one thing you've also mentioned in the past to me is your affirmations.
Yeah. Yes. I have some affirmations where I don't know who I found this on, but they're often really great to stick on your mirror. So in the morning, you know, last week we spoke about the gua sha and then, you know, adding an affirmation to that. So I think mine at that time was like, I am happy and healing, or I've got a healing heart or something like that. Can't remember. You can change it, but you can stick them on your mirror. But I've also got one in my car that pops up.
So good.
And sometimes it falls down and then you pick it back up again. But I think just that subliminal message kind of, you know, I don't even think that I'm reading it, but my mind knows. I also do it on my phone too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just on my screensaver, made my own like kind of screensaver.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking, when you're talking about the affirmations, so when I was given flower essences just to start try and, you know, calm things down, and also with the naturopath, she gave me this like bitter thing. There's affirmations on both of them.
Yes.
So you say that, you know, and it's very powerful because the words we say to ourselves about ourselves, you know,
most powerful things.
Our brain doesn't know if it's us saying them or other people saying them, so it takes it on board.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, so true. And I was going to say something about the subconscious mind just then, but I think it's gone. You need to say these things because the subconscious mind doesn't know what is actually true and actually happening or not too. So, the more that we speak is so powerful to change those like beliefs and stories that we repeat over and over in our head. Moving forward.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
And just to sum up mine, just in a list, because I know I was going
I love that.
on a bunch of tangents. So I have started the gua sha. I'm trying to do that daily.
Love it.
Trying to meditate daily, whether it's just a 5-minute one.
Talk about that.
I get my nails done.
Oh,
once a fortnight. Trying to walk 3 times a week. I missed that one. But nails done a fortnightly. Huey and I are actually seeing a couples counsellor. I didn't mention that before, but we're doing that monthly, which has been really helpful. Acupuncture monthly, Reiki monthly, and then I'm trying to do body work every 6 weeks. So, I mean, it's quite a lot of stuff to fit in.
It is. And too, I do think about the monetary cost of all of these things too.
Yeah. And I mean, my approach is if I don't do this, like when I stop doing it, I definitely see decline. So I feel like at the moment I am in an expensive place to do all of these things, but they all support me in different ways.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I'll stretch them out to 6 weeks. I've been stretching my acupuncture Reiki out to 8 weeks. But yeah, it is. It costs. And that's something we also want to explore going forward with our future episodes is what are things we can do, like the tapping and like this stuff that doesn't cost any money.
That's right. Yep. Kind of building up our own like inner knowing and understanding, like the same kind of a thing about the cycles. That doesn't cost money for me to know where I am in my cycle, the moon cycle.
Yeah.
But it does help me to understand myself and where I'm at and kind of, be more compassionate to myself, I guess, for different feelings that I might have and things like that. So, I think that's really great that we're thinking about different ways in which we can heal. That doesn't necessarily have to be a cost.
Yes.
But I agree. I think that for me right now, I'm in this place where it's necessary for me and it won't always be like this.
Yes. Yep. And there's other ways we can save money. So the other day I was looking at our electricity bill, which has just skyrocketed. And I was like, surely this is, and I'd heard something on the radio that was basically saying, have we finished on that topic? This
is great segue.
Cool. Yeah. So I was listening on the radio and they were saying like there's all of these actual comparison websites because we living in South Australia, we've got some of the highest electricity rates or the highest electricity rates per kilowatt hours in the country.
Why?
Unclear. And they basically said first step is to call your current provider, ask for a better rate, and then also, you can look at comparisons and don't be afraid to move because it's actually not that hard.
Okay.
So I've got a subscription with Choice, which is basically like an Australia-based organisation. I was only supposed to have it for like a month and then I forgot to cancel it, so I've had it for a few years
One of those.
One of them. But they do comparisons. So it's they've got no skin in the game, but they do comparisons on all sorts of things from fridges through to electricity. So I went onto them and there's also a government website which allows you to you upload a bill, your latest electricity bill, and then it analyses it and tells you better options. So I did both of those things. I was still a little bit unsure, but they basically said we can save, $200 a quarter on the electricity bill.
That is huge.
Yeah, which adds up because often you just let it go. So then I also found through Choice this thing called Bill Hero. And basically for a $50 per year fee, you send them your electricity bill monthly and then they will come back to you with their recommendations on how you can switch, and then they actually help you with the switching process. So I changed our electricity providers saving, close to $200 a quarter just off the bat with a better rate.
It's $800 a year.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's ridiculous. So I was like, I'm going to tell everyone that, and we can put the links in the show notes to this bill.
I'm going to do that.
And then also to the government website.
I just read out my bill to you before, didn't I?
Whoa.
Jaw drop.
Yeah, jaw drop.
Yeah. I think we need to look into solar as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
we do too.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Bill Hero, if you because you can go to the websites and all that kind of stuff, but also there's just so much. I feel like I just want someone else to help me make the decision.
Yeah.
So to pay $50 a year. And you can send them the bill every month and they'll tell you how much you can ultimately save.
I think sometimes too it comes down to like time.
Yeah.
But also having the time to spend on doing that. So the $50 is worth it.
But also I looked at the bill before I did this. I tried to call AGL, our provider, 3 times. I tried to chat them on their live chat. Like nothing. So I was like, fuck it, I'm changing. Because I did want to call them, but they also give you like a script for what you can say. So
you've just moved from AGL?
Yeah.
So that's who I'm with.
Yeah. But ideally I wanted to call them and say, I can get better deals. Will you match it? But
it was easier just to actually
I couldn't get on to anyone, so I just moved. But they do give you scripts, so we can also link to a little script because sometimes you go, oh my God, I can't be doing this, but why not? It's just, they're completely reaming us. So
totally.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's also ways you can save your money to fund your
healing journeys. Being selfish.
Or just your maintenance journey,
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever phase you're in, if you need a little bit more support or if it's maintenance or if it's, you know that a season's coming up that's going to be particularly challenging.
Absolutely. Yeah. Fill up our own cup to give on to others. I love that. Beautiful.
So, should we do the card pull?
Let's do a card pull. Oh, we've got the herbal astrology.
Your favourite one?
No, I love these. The last one was really great.
Okay, do you want to read and I'll pull?
I wonder what we're going to get today.
I wonder what we're going to get. I still haven't found my pendulum, by the way. I'm going to have to...
Sorry, guys, we're really not organized. Okay,
I don't know how to shuffle. I can't shuffle. Okay.
Just spread them out like that and pick one.
Okay.
I could have held it for you.
Okay. All right, I've already got the card anyway. It's winking at me.
Yeah, that one was
winking. Oh, what is that? Oh, we've had this one before.
Stop it. I just looked at Reishi just then.
It's Reishi.
Okay. Well, do we want to do that one? Well, maybe we'll
pull another one.
Pull another one, but we can.
But Reishi likes us. We like Reishi too.
We like Reishi, but let's see if we can find another one.
Oh.
Is it another mushroom?
Cordyceps.
Cordyceps. That's another mushroom.
Cordyceps. Okay.
Cordyceps.
26. Oh, you know what? The Reishi was number 27
weird.
and this is number 26. There you go.
Mustn't have...
Well, I did shuffle them, Chloe, and I didn't select it from the same part of the pack either.
That is so cool.
How dare you?
I was just said before that I wonder if it's going to be another mushroom, and then we pull another mushroom. Cordyceps. The reason why I know this, guys, this is another thing that we have done in our household too, is we've had like mushroom drops where we put into our coffee.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's kind of like microdosing, I guess. I feel like it's a bit less. No, it's not psilocybin, but cordyceps. We've got cordyceps, reishi, lion's mane. They're the three ones.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So cordyceps, so the card's got this big eagle with his wings out, with like the heavens
you pulled it upright.
Pulled it upright. There's two mountains with like some, weird thing coming in the middle, which I think is the mushroom or the fungi.
Beautiful. So upright pulling is... energy, renewal, soaring to new heights, opportunity, activation, and resurrection. And so it is a fungi and, this is interesting. This is just something very random. It's a parasitic fungi that grows out of the head of a mummified caterpillar, insect, or any kind of larva.
Goodness.
Wow. Gathered in high altitudes, primarily in Nepal and Tibet.
Goodness me.
So interesting. But Cordyceps provides a jovial energy, a sense of renewal, resilience, and accomplishment. It's guidance. It's here. It's time to soar to new heights. Energy is available to manifest your greatest dreams. Passion in alignment with knowledge. Energy is in alignment with matter. Like the great eagle, you are blessed with the connection to the divine. You have an innate ability to live in the realm of spirit, yet remain connected and balanced within the realms of earth.
Wow.
Beautiful. If you have been working in the shadows, you're being asked to reconnect with the element of the ether, the divine and your higher mind. Heal your broken wings with love and seek a higher ground to observe the greatness of what you're made of.
Lovely.
How beautiful
That
to
is beautiful.
Step into September.
I love that. I love that.
Me too.
And what's happening with astrology? You mentioned earlier we've got a beautiful full moon. I believe this
We
is
do.
the second full moon.
Second full moon in August, on the 30th of August, and it is in Pisces. So it's a special full moon. It's one of the most sensitive, irrational, and potentially confusing full moons of the year. Oh.
Sounds
Bah
about right.
humbug. So this full moon in Pisces illuminates a sensitivity to which you usually do not have access. Therefore, you can feel somewhat overwhelmed, or like you may feel like you are drowning. Your sensitivity to others, your environment, and the collective is about to be strengthened, and you may be prone to run. You may feel like you want to run and escape. Your ability to sit with discomfort will be tested as you are asked to surrender it and to no longer resist. Allow it to flow over, around and through you while staying connected to your breath and the earth plane. You will need a healthy outlet or form or form escapism during this lunar period. It sounds a bit dire, doesn't it?
It does, but I feel like the moons are, a chance for us to maybe let things, go, work through things.
Yeah. And I think being in the sign of Pisces, it's the last sign of the zodiac, and it's very much attached to your subconscious. Just kind of, things from the past might come up.
Okay, so just
sit with it.
Yeah, sit with it.
Remember that your feelings only last for 60 to 90 seconds.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't let it attach to stories.
Yeah, and you are not your feelings.
Yeah.
You just need to work through them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Allow them to be seen.
Allow them to be seen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Name them and work through them.
But this time, like going into September too, is all about like looking at your overall health and well-being. It's a great time to kind of, think about your body image and how you associate yourself with your body, and take stock and kind of put in some. Virgos are very good at starting. They can be perfectionists, so it's a good time to kind of review and reflect along with Mercury retrograde and kind of put in some things to look after yourselves and look after your health. Organise.
Well, I shaved my legs for the first time in a long time yesterday.
Go,
some
girl.
Shorts on.
Did ya?
Yeah, got to get the tan started.
Oh, I know. Should have done that too.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Amazing.
Beautiful people.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the flip side with our interviewees.
We will. And I think, as we explore other things, we just want to do it in a really authentic way.
Yeah.
So as we explore things, we'll probably have episodes just with the two of us into the future as well.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, can't wait. And we've also got a little bonus ep that we will be releasing next week that we are very excited about, but we'll just keep that
under wraps.
Yeah, under the wraps for now.
Stay tuned.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you all so much for listening. We really do appreciate your support. Please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Give us a rating and a review. And if you like this show, please share it with a friend and tell them to have a listen. Just send them the link to that Spotify or Apple or wherever you get your podcast. You can also connect with us on Instagram at the.selfishpodcast. You can always slide into our DMs as well and let us know if you have got a different type of treatment that you would like us to explore, or if you've got any specific questions. Anyway, thank you again, and we'll see you next week. Bye.